Behind the Golden Gates, where royalty and billionaires send their children, the price of ultimate privacy and prestige nestled in the breathtaking Swiss Alps, hidden behind imposing gates and centuries-old trees, lies a world most people will never see. These are not ordinary schools. They are the training grounds for tomorrow's global elite. Here, the children of royalty study alongside heirs to billion-dollar fortunes. A Saudi prince shares a classroom with the daughter of a tech mogul. The grandson of a European king plays tennis with the child of an Asian industrial dynasty. These institutions offer something money can barely buy elsewhere: complete discretion. No paparazzi. No social media leaks. No public scrutiny. For families who live under constant media attention, this privacy is priceless. The gates don't just keep intruders out, they keep secrets in. What happens behind these walls stays behind these walls, creating a sanctuary where the world's most famous children can simply be students. Chapter 2. A Legacy of Excellence. Since 1880, how Swiss boarding schools became the world's most elite, from European aristocracy to global power families. Historical montage. The story begins in the late 19th century. Switzerland's political neutrality, stunning natural beauty, and stable governance made it the perfect location for Europe's aristocracy to educate their children away from political turmoil. Institut Le Rosey, founded in 1880, became known as the School of Kings. It educated multiple generations of royal families, setting the standard that others would follow. Aiglon College, Institut Auf dem Rosenberg, and College Alpen Beau Soleil soon joined the ranks. These schools survived 2 world wars, economic depressions, and social revolutions by adapting while maintaining their core values: excellence, discretion, and tradition. By the 21st century, the clientele had evolved. Old European money was joined by new wealth from Silicon Valley, Middle Eastern oil, Asian manufacturing, and Russian resources. The schools transformed from European aristocratic institutions into truly global powerhouses. Today, they represent something unique: a bridge between old-world tradition and new-world ambition, where centuries-old values meet cutting-edge education. Chapter 3. The $150,000 question: what you actually get for 6 figures per year beyond tuition. The hidden costs of exclusivity. Financial breakdown. Let's talk numbers. Annual tuition at these schools ranges from $130,000 to $180,000. But that's just the beginning. The advertised price covers accommodation, meals, and basic education. But the basic experience isn't why families choose these schools. Additional costs quickly accumulate. Private music lessons with world-renowned instructors, $10,000+. One-on-one language tutoring, $15,000+. Skiing equipment and instruction, $8,000+. Weekend cultural trips to Paris, Rome, or Vienna, $20,000+. Then there are the unofficial necessities: the right wardrobe for various formal occasions, contributions to school fundraisers, gifts for staff during holidays, and the ability to reciprocate when your child is invited to a classmate's chateau or yacht. Some families spend an additional $50,000 to $100,000 beyond tuition to ensure their child has the complete experience. But here's what you're really paying for: access. Access to a network that will open doors for the rest of your child's life. Access to teachers who are experts in their fields. Access to facilities that rival 5-star resorts. And access to an education philosophy that has produced leaders for over a century. For the ultra-wealthy, it's not an expense. It's an investment with returns measured in generations. Chapter 4. Classrooms in the Alps. Learning French while skiing. World-class slopes where academic rigor meets mountain majesty. Campus tour. Imagine starting your morning with calculus in a classroom overlooking snow-capped peaks. After lunch, you're on those same slopes, receiving instruction from Olympic-level ski coaches. These schools occupy some of the most spectacular real estate in the world. Le Rosey actually has 2 campuses, one in Rolle for fall and spring, and a winter campus in Gstaad, one of the world's most exclusive ski resorts. The academic program is rigorous. Students typically pursue the International Baccalaureate or multiple advanced placement courses. Classes are small, often 6 to 8 students, ensuring personalized attention that would cost thousands per hour with private tutors. But education here extends far beyond textbooks. Students learn 4 or 5 languages not just in classrooms, but by living in a truly international community. They study European history while visiting the actual castles and battlefields. They learn about Renaissance art in Florence, Greek philosophy in Athens. Physical education isn't just PE class, it's sailing on Lake Geneva, horseback riding in alpine meadows, rock climbing on actual mountains, and yes, skiing on world-class slopes. Evening programs might include a concert by a visiting symphony, a lecture by a Nobel laureate, or a film screening followed by discussion with the director. The campus itself teaches lessons: how to navigate high society, how to carry yourself in formal settings, how to converse with people from radically different cultures and backgrounds. Chapter 5. The Admissions Vault: Why Money Alone Cannot Buy Your Way in the Secret Selection Process of the Ultra-Elite, Behind Closed Doors. Here's a secret that surprises many. Having $1 billion doesn't guarantee your child admission to these schools. The admissions process is deliberately opaque. There are no published acceptance rates, no standard test score requirements, no transparent criteria. This is intentional. Schools assess fit, a subjective measure that includes family values, the child's character, and whether the family aligns with the school's culture. A single incident of parental rudeness to staff during a campus visit can doom an application. Legacy matters enormously. If your family has attended for generations, your chances improve dramatically. Some schools reserve spots for children of alumni before considering new families. References carry weight, but only from the right people. A letter from another prestigious school's headmaster or from a respected alumnus opens doors. Letters from politicians or celebrities. Less impressive. The schools protect their communities carefully. They're not just selecting students, they're curating a social ecosystem that will function harmoniously for years. Interestingly, many schools maintain need-based scholarship programs, admitting a small number of exceptionally talented students from modest backgrounds. This serves multiple purposes. It prevents the school from becoming a complete bubble, adds intellectual diversity, and maintains the institution's educational credibility. The ultimate irony? These scholarships are often more merit-based than the full-paying spots, which can be heavily influenced by family connections and donations. Chapter 6. Living like young royalty: private chefs, spa facilities, and personal concierge daily life inside Switzerland's most luxurious campuses. A day in the life. Wake up in your private or semi-private room, decorated more like a boutique hotel than a dormitory. Many rooms offer mountain or lake views that people pay thousands per night to enjoy at nearby resorts. Breakfast is prepared by professional chefs, not cafeteria workers, but culinary school graduates. Dietary restrictions and preferences are accommodated without question. Vegan, halal, kosher, gluten-free, all handled seamlessly. After morning classes, lunch might feature cuisine from around the world. The kitchens rotate through Japanese, Italian, Lebanese, Indian, and traditional Swiss menus, preparing students' palates for international business dinners decades later. Afternoon activities take place in facilities that rival professional sports complexes: Olympic-sized swimming pools, regulation tennis courts, both clay and hard surface, fully equipped gyms with personal trainers, dance studios, recording studios, and art ateliers stocked with professional-grade materials. Need your skiing equipment tuned? There's staff for that. Uniform needs dry cleaning? Handled. Forgot to buy a birthday gift for your parent? The school's concierge service can arrange delivery of appropriate presents. Evening study time occurs in library facilities that many universities would envy, with extensive collections and quiet spaces designed for concentration. Weekends offer curated experiences: museum visits, concerts, shopping trips to Geneva or Zurich, or outdoor adventures carefully supervised by experienced guides. The message is clear. You are important, your comfort matters, and your time should be spent on learning and growing, not mundane logistics. Chapter 7. The Network Effect: How Childhood Friendships Become Billion-Dollar Partnerships, Building Tomorrow's Power Elite Today. The real value. The real magic happens in the spaces between classes. At dinner tables. During weekend ski trips. In late-night dorm conversations. These aren't just friendships. They're the foundation of a global network that will span continents and industries for decades. Your roommate at 15 becomes a business partner at 35. The classmate you helped with calculus becomes a venture capital investor who funds your startup. The person you sat next to in French class becomes a diplomat who facilitates your company's expansion into their country. This network operates on unspoken rules of trust and mutual support. There's an assumption that you'll take each other's calls, make introductions, and look out for each other's interests. Alumni networks are carefully maintained by the schools. Annual reunions, regional events, and online directories keep everyone connected. Many schools employ full-time staff just to manage alumni relations. The network extends to parents as well. While children study together, parents form their own connections at school events, potentially leading to business deals, charitable collaborations, or social alliances. Critics call it privilege perpetuating privilege. Defenders argue it's simply smart networking, no different from any other professional association, just starting earlier. What's undeniable is its effectiveness. In a world where who you know often matters as much as what you know, these schools provide an unparalleled head start. Chapter 8. Education or Indoctrination. The controversy behind privilege-based learning, critics versus defenders. The great debate, the criticism. Not everyone celebrates these institutions. Critics raise serious concerns about what these schools represent. First, there's the inequality argument. In a world where public schools struggle for basic funding, is it ethical to spend $150,000 per year on a single child's education? Does this create a parallel universe where the wealthy are completely insulated from the realities most people face? Second, critics worry about meritocracy. If the next generation of leaders is selected primarily by family wealth rather than talent or character, what does that mean for society? Are we creating a modern aristocracy? Third, there's the bubble effect. Students grow up surrounded exclusively by extreme wealth. Do they develop empathy for people from different backgrounds? Can they understand the struggles of ordinary citizens when they've never met any? Educational philosophers question whether these environments foster genuine learning or simply reinforce existing power structures. Are students encouraged to think critically about inequality, or are they taught to accept their privileged position as natural? Environmental activists point out the carbon footprint, families flying private jets for school visits, weekend trips across Europe, and maintaining multiple homes near campus. Even some alumni express ambivalence. Some report feeling unprepared for the real world after graduation, struggling when they finally encounter people who don't share their background and assumptions. The schools have responded by increasing scholarship programs, incorporating service learning, and emphasizing global citizenship. But critics argue these are superficial changes that don't address the fundamental issue: extreme educational inequality. Chapter 9. Famous alumni who shaped history, from kings and queens to tech moguls, the graduates who changed the world. Hall of Fame. The alumni lists read like a who's who of global influence. King Albert II of Belgium, King Baudouin of Belgium, Prince Rainier III of Monaco, the Aga Khan, King Farouk of Egypt. Multiple generations of royalty have walked these halls. But it's not just old money and titles. These schools have adapted to produce leaders in every field. In business, heirs to fashion empires, banking dynasties, and industrial fortunes. Many prefer to remain anonymous, working behind the scenes in family offices and private investment firms. In technology, while Silicon Valley culture typically celebrates self-made founders, some of the most successful tech investors and advisors are Swiss boarding school alumni who combine their networks with their education. In arts and culture, actors, directors, musicians, and artists who had the freedom to pursue creative careers, often supported by family wealth that removed financial pressure. In diplomacy, numerous ambassadors and international organization leaders who leverage their multicultural education and global connections. What's fascinating is how many alumni deliberately maintain low profiles. Unlike American prep schools whose alumni often seek publicity, Swiss boarding school culture emphasizes discretion. The most successful graduates are often the ones you've never heard of. The schools themselves rarely publicize their famous alumni, respecting the privacy that attracted families in the first place. But make no mistake, when you see major international deals being finalized, charitable foundations being launched, or cultural institutions being supported, there's a good chance someone from these schools is involved. Chapter 10. The Future of Elite Education. Can traditional luxury schools survive modern values? What's next for Switzerland's educational crown jewels? Looking ahead, these institutions face unprecedented challenges as we move deeper into the 21st century. The first challenge is philosophical. Younger generations, even among the wealthy, increasingly question extreme inequality. Some heirs are choosing public or more modest private schools, wanting their children to have normal experiences. The second is technological. Why pay $150,000 per year when world-class educators can be accessed online? While these schools offer more than just classes, the value proposition is being questioned in ways it never was before. The third is cultural. The pandemic demonstrated that even the ultra-wealthy aren't immune to global crises. It sparked conversations about privilege, responsibility, and what kind of education actually prepares young people for an uncertain future. Climate change presents both practical and ethical challenges. Schools located in alpine regions face changing weather patterns affecting their winter programs. More broadly, how do you justify the enormous environmental impact of this lifestyle? The schools are adapting. They're emphasizing sustainability, incorporating more service learning, increasing diversity through scholarships, and focusing on skills like emotional intelligence and cross-cultural understanding that can't be replicated online. Some are experimenting with shorter programs or blended models that combine in-person and remote learning. Others are doubling down on their traditional model, betting that demand for exclusive, in-person experiences will only increase as the world becomes more digital. What seems certain is that these institutions won't disappear. As long as extreme wealth exists, there will be families seeking exclusive educational experiences for their children. The schools that survive will be those that can evolve while maintaining the core elements that made them special: excellence, discretion, and connection. The question isn't whether elite education will continue, it's what form it will take, and whether these historic institutions can adapt to a changing world while preserving what makes unique.